It's so great to see everyone here today. Thank you all so much for being here. I know you guys have all had obstacles and you had things that kept you from coming here, but you guys made it. So I really appreciate it. So I can get a round of applause for you guys as well. John and Shelby, what the heck? You guys are married. Let that soak in, huh? Can I get a round of applause for the bride and groom? We've been excited for a long time for this day to finally come. And we want to celebrate it, so I invite you all to check your troubles and worries at the door. But before I do, I have some business to tend to with John. John, here's Shelby's car phone. And also here's her Verizon bill. Sorry. Okay, now we can all check our troubles at the door. I'm very blessed to have Shelby in my life for the last 17 years. This young lady is so special to me and is dear to my heart. So I wanted to share some moments that we've shared together. I would love to say that I taught her this or I taught her that, but the truth is, she's taught me so much more than I've ever taught her. And she has done so much for our family, for which I will forever be grateful. I had the pleasure to watch Shelby grow up since she was 13, which is about what? Like this? Well, Shelby, she was more like this. She was small and petite. Okay, I'll never forget the first night that I had met Shelby. Tony and I were out to dinner, and Tony said it was time to meet the kids. So we drove to her house, and I was very excited, but also nervous to finally meet Shelby and Nathan for the first time. I definitely wanted to play it cool. I had a nice sports coat on. I had a good strut going on. So we finally get to their house, and if you could picture it, Tony's house sat on a corner, so we'd enter through the back gate, which goes into the backyard. When we first walked in, I met her two dogs, Cassie and Molly, and then also we walked through the sliding glass door where the kids were waiting for us in the family room. There was Nathan, Leah, Julianne, and Shelby. But as I started to introduce my cool self around the room, I could smell something awful. And I glanced to my right, and there was Shelby. And I thought, no way she could be this smelly. And then I started to think to myself, okay, don't call her smelly, it's Shelby. So I started to panic about that. So now I'm greeting everyone around the room, and I finally get to Shelby, but I look down on my shoes, and sure enough, I had stepped in it in the backyard. Doggy stuff all over my right shoe. I guess that awful odor wasn't coming from Shelby after all. And so much for playing it cool and making a good first impression. When Tony and I married, I got to admit I didn't know what to be to Shelby. A father figure, a friend, someone to support her in whatever she does. I just didn't know exactly what to be to her. So I figured that if I really paid attention, she would let me know. And in true Shelby fashion, she did. She made things very clear. And as it turns out, through the years, I've played all those roles. A father figure, a friend, and someone just to support her. Something that I will always cherish. Being a father of two boys, Chad and Brennan, I didn't have a clue what a daughter was like. The boys were always getting ready at the last minute. They never wanted to go to bed, and they didn't seem to notice if something was different in their surroundings. Far different with Shelby. She knew what she was going to wear every day of the week. She always knew what her next 3 meals were going to be, and at exactly what time. She was never late for anything. It was lights out every night at 9 p.m. sharp. And she noticed every overgrown, out-of-place hair on my face. Other than getting on the back of a motorcycle one time, she was always a rule follower, so we called her the Little General. As time went by, when I talked to Shelby about her finances, she listened. When I tried to talk to her about dating advice, she laughed. Then one day, she started calling me Dad. Wow, did that hit me. I had my first daughter born as a teenager. And from then on, I just couldn't say the word no. You dads know what I'm talking about. It's amazing how that happens. Now, I understood that I wasn't there to replace her dad, and Shelby knew that I wasn't there to replace her dad. She was just accepting enough to want two dads who couldn't say the word no to her. Before you knew it, Shelby started calling Chad and Brendan her brothers, and our families meshed. I owe a lot to her for that, and I will forever be grateful. Love you, Shel. So fast forward years later, Shelby and I were having a heart-to-heart, and I asked her what did it for her to accept me in her life. Was it the great advice? She said, nope. Was it the great sense for fashion? She said, nope. But she looked me in the eyes and lovingly said to me, you had me when you stepped in dog crap the first time we met. That's when I knew you were my kind of guy. Now, I don't know if John stepped in anything when he first met Shelby, but I know Shelby had a great feeling about John from the start, and that he was her kind of guy. And when we met John, we liked him right away as well. It didn't take long to see that these two were a perfect match for each other. They would literally fart around each other and laugh about it. So it was easy to see that they really enjoyed being with each other. I want to share a story that I thought was pretty cool when I first heard about it from Tony. Tony would tell me how Shelby's grandpa Frank would spend hours every day playing with Shelby when she was just a little girl. She would play with him and have him do silly things, and he would just go right along with it. Well, come to find out, Shelby had a pretend name for her play friend. She would call him Jonathan. How awesome is that? See the things she can do, John? You'd better watch out. She's incredible. Now, I remember one time John's dad asked Shelby what she saw in John, which is a very fair question. But for the life of me, I can't remember what her answer was. But now, after getting to really know John, I know that I would answer that question by saying, what's there not to like about John? He's so wonderful to Shelby, and he protects her. They have this incredible connection. He's always respectful. He's hardworking with a great work ethic. He's witty and funny, and he fits in right along with our whole family. It's been hard to let her go, but I can't imagine a better young man for Shelby to share her life with than John. So let's toast. Please raise your glasses. John and Shelby, may you have love, health, and wealth, but most importantly, may you have the time to enjoy them all. And the words of Jonathan Murrah, let's go.